All right. Well, hello. As I mentioned in the email this morning, I love gear. I just do. It's camping gear, audio equipment. It's just fun. So, also, I mentioned in the email that this past week, my brother was asking me how to record phone calls. And this is one of those tips that I think is incredible. And I wanted to share it with you because I used to use call recording apps. And if you have an iPhone, there is one call recording app that I do like. It's a paid service. It's called Tape a Call. And I think it's all one word, tape a call, or is it record a call? Oh gosh, I should have known that. Anyway, I think it's Tape a Call, and it used to be about $20 a year. And I used to really like it until it stopped working for Android. It had a couple of steps involved, so it wasn't completely seamless, but I found it to be quite reliable until one day it just didn't work in the middle of recording a call. And that's the problem with apps, is they work and then they don't. So I tried a bunch of other apps and didn't like them for several reasons. One is that a lot of the apps record every single phone call. Is that weird? I think that's weird. I don't want it to record every single phone call. So I didn't like that. And then I just found them to be buggy. I tried with several interviews, ran into glitches. And finally, I was just like, I am not trusting my business to these buggy apps, aside from security concerns and all of that. So I went looking for an analog solution, and I found this doohickey. It is called an Olympus TP-8. That stands for telephone microphone pickup 8. I'm going to post some links in the chat here. Keep in mind, these are affiliate links. If you buy using one of my links, I make a few pennies. Like I really make dollars every month from Amazon. But I make something. So there you go. There's my disclaimer. So this doohickey made by Olympus looks a lot like a headset, right? Or like a earbuds. Only has one piece in it, this little guy right here. And I'm going to demonstrate how this thing works, because you're like, now what? Okay, so this is what you do with it. First of all, you have to have a digital recorder. So a digital recorder, you can't use an app on your phone. You need a device like this. Either I like the Olympus WS852. There's a new Olympus that has better sound, apparently. There's a Sony that I like. They're in the chat. Just buy whichever one suits you the best. The Sony and the Olympus are pretty equivalent. I've talked about this guy a lot. I like it. It has the USB port right in it so that it's super easy to get your files off of the recorder. It has a gazillion hours of recording time. The battery life is great. It's tiny. It's inexpensive. For some of the same reasons I don't like call recording apps, I don't like trusting my business to other recording apps. I mostly use recording apps these days as my backup method and to record my journal entries, but not my oral history. Okay, back on how this thing works. Okay, so you have this little plug right here. This is a 2-stripe plug, meaning it can't go in your phone. This is a TRS plug, not a TRRS 3.5 millimeter plug. This goes in the side of your USB or of your digital recorder right here in the microphone port. Now this is confusing because it has an earbud on it. Sorry, my cords are getting tangled. It has an earbud. So you're like, why doesn't it go in the earbud? Because you're recording with this baby, not listening. So you stick the earbud in your ear like so, and then you take your phone and you put your phone up to your ear like so. Then you turn your digital recorder on and you hit record. And what's happening right now is it is recording the sound through my ear canal and my voice right here. It's recording the call. So it can hear you through my ear, through the phone. That's what it's picking up here and recording the call into the digital recorder. So the beautiful thing about this is if you need to record a call midstream, let's say you're already on a call, you're doing oral history with you're not doing oral, you're talking to your mom, and all of a sudden she starts telling a story and you don't want to interrupt her. So you just grab your stuff and you hurry and turn it on in the middle of the call, and there's no stopping, there's no mixing up the call, there's no it's just really seamless. And it's also not dependent on an app or anything else. And then you have the audio file on your digital recorder, which you can then upload to your computer. You can run it through a transcription program. And the question then comes up, through this little device recording through your ear canal, how good is the sound? Pretty remarkable, actually. It's not perfect. It's slightly muffled, as you can imagine. The audio clarity in your ear canal with this little piece in it may not be perfect, but I get very good transcriptions out of this. So I also use this sometimes to back up. If I'm doing a Zoom interview with someone, I will actually do the interview and record the interview via Zoom, but I'll record a backup audio here in case something goes wrong or I forgot to hit record or something. So again, this is a great way to do a backup of anything. So is that cool? I think it's cool. And it's cheap. Like this guy, this Olympus TP8 costs about $16 today on Amazon. These digital recorders range between $40 today. The Olympus WS852 is around $43. $50 is common, $70 for the newest version. So yes, coffee money, right? It is. It's coffee money for a week if you're inclined to splurge on such things as nice coffee. Now I'm going to share a couple of other fun things. One, this was taught to me by a student. Did you know if you have, these are earbuds, not my Olympus TP8. If you have earbuds that have the little microphone, like the controls on it, as they pretty much all do these days, you can use it as a shutter stop on your phone. First of all, I want to show you this. I'll show you how to twist cords in a second, but voila, my cord just came untangled. I'll show you the trick in a moment. Also taught to me by a student. Life hacks, right? So, okay, so you plug your headphones into your phone. Now I'm going to turn on my camera on my Android device here. All right, camera icon on. Here's my button, the volume control button, and I hit plus. There's me. Let's see, click. And I just took a picture of myself. There, click, click. It just recorded it. And the reason this is cool is that you can then have a selfie stick, or I like to use this when I'm doing digitizing of documents and I have my phone on top of a light box and I want to get a really steady shot. I don't want to be touching it and shaking the light box all the time. So I'll disconnect this and use the clicker so that I don't get blurry images because I've shaken it by hitting the button. Or you find that you just don't have enough hands and fingers. It's way easier sometimes to click the volume button to use as a shutter stop. So there's a fun little life hack. All right, now I'm going to show you how to properly wind a cord. All right, here's my headset. Okay, fingers like so. Make a figure eight. Wind, 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 wind. Okay, I have it in a figure eight. Leave yourself a little room here on the end. Grab this, twist it around your cord like so, and then feed the end through the cord. Just feed it through one of the loops here, and you have a nice tidy little cord that will keep things from getting beat up and ruined and also unsightly. And then when you want to undo it, you just unfeed the end right there and you just twist and it goes voila, it just unwinds like magic. That's fun too, right? I just like to look cool when I do things like that. Like I'm very sophisticated and tidier than I really am. All right, now I want to share another tool. I don't know if I've ever shared this one in any class. You may or may not find this useful, but this saves my carpal tunnel fingers from thumb typing on my phone. It's just a wireless keyboard. This is just a Logitech wireless keyboard, and it connects through Bluetooth to my phone. So I don't use it. I originally had this baby. It was for an old iPad. And then I got a different iPad and it no longer, so it's like magnetic here. It's no longer connected to an iPad. It just has a Bluetooth connection and I connect it to my phone. Why is this useful? Because this is how I text fast. I text using this instead of my thumbs. I write when I'm on the go, I stick this thing in my purse. I have a purse big enough to fit this. And I send emails while I'm sitting in the doctor's office using this instead of my thumbs. So, right. Yeah. I literally got like carpal tunnel. I didn't have to get surgery or anything, but I had an overuse injury after going to a trade show and was thumb typing all weekend. And it was like, oh, this is bad. And I had to wear a brace for a while. And I realized, sister, you're going to kill yourself, your fingers, if you don't figure something else out. Okay. Now I'm going to share a couple of other things that are on my shelf here that I like. Fun tools. I've shared this one before, but it's a good one. And I use it literally every single day of my life. Not quote literally, but literally. Okay, this is my Sennheiser business headset. I see at least one of you that has a business headset on. So you can tell me if you like yours, put it in the chat if you love it. But this one I can tell you is a quality piece of equipment because I've been using it for probably close to 3 years. And I'm hard on equipment, guys. I'm sorry to admit it, but I just am not as careful as I should be. And this one has held up to abuse. I take this with me wherever I go because I do phone calls with it. I do my voice journals with it. I go for walks and record audio journals or talk on the phone with my brothers. And one of the additions to it is the windscreen here on the end, this lucky rabbit's foot looking thing. This makes it so that it screens out either the wind from my air conditioning in my car or the wind when I'm walking. It also screens out the popping sounds when I say B's and P's. Until I got one of these, sometimes the sound would cut out. So that was my one complaint, is it didn't have either it had a microphone foam cover on it when I bought it and I lost it, or it never had one. So when I added this, it stopped cutting out with my B's and P's. And it's been great. So you can buy these lucky rabbit's foot. It's just called a windscreen. You can buy them for a package of 4 or 5 for a few dollars, $10 on Amazon. And I use these in oral history if I'm interviewing someone like at a family reunion outside. That's why I originally bought it, but now it's part of my daily kit. Although it does look funny if you're on Zoom and this is in front of your face, people are like, what's weird? I'm looking at one of you because I was on a Zoom call the very first time we met and you're like, is that a bandage on your face? No, it's my windscreen lucky rabbit's foot. So I take it off if I'm going to be on Zoom because it looks weird. But this is a Sennheiser business headset. It is quality. The sound is fantastic. It isolates the background noise, is its real strength. So if there's a lot of just in the car, for example, I did a whole bunch of audio checks because I'm geeky like that with all my other microphones. I tested my expensive lavalier mics. I tested just the phone, the digital recorders, and then I tested this one. And this was far and away so much better in terms of isolating the background noise, clear sound. Link or spell, I sure will. Sennheiser, Sennheiser business headset. And it is in the links up above. And there are 2 versions. One version is a little more expensive and it comes with a USB adapter. The other one is just the link like this. It doesn't to go into your phone. If you have an Android phone, I realize it's not going to help you if you're on an Apple device these days. Also keep in mind, this is a 3-stripe TRRS plug. Any of you that have ever taken any of my digital recorder or my oral history classes will know the difference, but I'm going to tell those of you that don't know the difference, something I wish someone had told me years ago. I don't know why people don't tell you this when you buy equipment, but here's a tip. There are 2 different kinds of plugs. These are called 3.5 millimeter jacks, right? They are exactly the same size. One of them has 3 stripes and one of them has 2. The bottom line though, 2 stripes you can only put in a digital recorder or like a computer. 3 stripes is for phones. No, the 3 stripes also goes in my computer. 2 stripes is basically digital recorders. But the bottom line is make sure you know which connection, because I've bought microphones before and plugged them into a digital recorder or a phone and I didn't get any sound. I was like, it's the right size. Why doesn't it work? 2 stripes versus 3 stripes. Why didn't anyone tell me this? It took me so long to figure this out. So a lot of the digital recorders are the lavalier mics like this will come with a little adapter so that you can have 2 or 3. But sometimes the adapters degrade the sound. So this one right here, this is a microphone that I really like. This lavalier mic this is a pop voice mic. This one has really good sound. This one right here, this one is only like, I think it's like $15 on Amazon right now. This pop voice microphone, super long cord, ridiculously long. It's maybe unnecessarily long, but if you're interviewing someone across the room, this is a great little mic. This one right here, the powered device. Oh, and this one, see, it does have an adapter. 2 stripes, 3 stripes. This powered device is a great little kit, especially if you want to buy 2. But I will say that the adapter degrades the sound. When I compared the adapter sound without, it was bad enough. I don't like using it. So I try to get the right adapter for the right device. So yeah, someone asked, do they make adapters? That is right. Oh, okay. So that's basically the equipment I wanted to show you. Okay, one more. There's one more here. That's fun. Where did it go? Right here. This one was a gift that my husband bought me one year. Love my wireless earbuds. This is how I listen to audiobooks every day while I'm doing the dishes and going for walks. I will use regular headsets, but they constantly are getting caught in the dishwasher. Like the wire rack, it's constantly yanking. And so these wireless earbuds are great. I don't like these for phone calls, however. The audio is not that great, especially in the car. You might as well just smash your thing up to your face. That's why I like the headset, way better sound. But for walking and doing dishes while listening to audiobooks, these are great. All right. Thanks again, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording now, but if you want to hang on, I'm going to look for that article and I'll get it for you. But I will stop recording for purposes here. Okay, over and out.